Take me back to the moment of not guilty.
Oh.
First, were you shocked?
Not completely. Here's the thing. We'd been dealing with the reality of that possibility from the very beginning. And because in downtown Los Angeles, for many years, long before the Rodney King verdict, race was injected into cases by defense lawyers routinely. And didn't always work, but sometimes it did. So here we not only have an African-American defendant, but he's so famous, really a big problem. So this was ongoing. And then when we saw that the claims of planting evidence were being taken so seriously and so as with such credibility, the reality was we couldn't ignore the possibility that there would be a not guilty verdict.
Chris Darden, they play in the show, argued vehemently to have O.J. try on the glove, and you were opposed. Is that true?
Very true. Very true.
And they sucked him in on that, right?
Well, that's how they show it. You know, I didn't see those taunts from the other side.
They had Shapiro went over to the side, tried on the glove himself. His hands were smaller than O.J.'s. It didn't fit his. He suggested they suck him into doing it, and Bailey
taunted him into it. See, I did not see that happen. I did see Johnny try on the gloves, and they were way too big for him. So it looked clear to me, look, these are his gloves. It also was clear to me that someone with hands that big, these gloves have shrunk because they have been frozen and unfrozen and frozen again, you know, and they had blood on them and all that. And then he, of course, had to wear latex under the glove. And of course, don't forget, he doesn't want this to work. Simpson's not cooperative about this. He doesn't want to, oh, sure, I'll do my best. Quite the opposite. So, you know, it was a doomed experiment, and I didn't want to do it.
What did the trial do to you emotionally, day in, day out?
Yeah, going into that courtroom, every trial is a battle, every trial. But when you're going into battle knowing that there's no authority to make sure rules are enforced, to make sure the evidence comes in that should and evidence that shouldn't come in doesn't, you know that you're in there and it's a free-for-all, then you're embattled on every level constantly. And it was emotionally exhausting and draining and frustrating.
You ever regret taking the case?
I never look back that way because why? You know, I did. And at the time I didn't know it would turn out to be what it was. There was no precedent for that.
Watch new episodes of Larry King Now, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on demand on Aura TV and Hulu.